The ninth fruit of the Spirit is self-control. What is self-control? Well, according to Merriam-Webster.com, self-control is, and I quote, it's stated as restraint exercised over one's own impulses, emotions, or desires. Hello, I'm Kathy Bartow. We are not born with self-control. Just think of a baby who self-soothes with a pacifier. And then as this baby becomes a toddler and doesn't get his way or becomes frustrated, then he throws a toy across the room. Now, what if he did this same behavior in junior high? He might be called out to the principal's office. And what would happen if this lack of self-control manifested itself into adulthood? And this man is now in a conference room pitching his ideas and no one's buying them. What if he was stomping his feet and holding his breath until they accepted them? Well, I don't think that would fly, or his behavior could be worse. Self-control is learned. Is it possible that someone can possess too much or too little self-control? Of course. However, too little self-control is probably more likely to be noticed. Case in point, let's go to a Phillies game. All right, Phillies are up. It's the bottom of the ninth. You have 3 men on base, and a Phillies batter comes up, hits a fly ball. So your third baseman starts running towards home. But guess what? The fly ball is caught. So now the third baseman is running back to third base. The third baseman who was running towards home is now running back. And he gets tagged out. Well, even if it's a correct call, there's likely to be fans in the stadium who don't agree with what the umpire did. And so they're going to call him out. There are several ways in which we can lack self-control. We have a report to do and we procrastinate until the last minute because we have no self-discipline. Our doctor wants us to lose some weight and we have little or no willpower. Something goes wrong at work and we are quick to blame others. We start yelling at the driver of another car because he innocently took our parking spot. We have a hard time keeping and maintaining friendships. OpenTheBible.org says that we protect our souls when we are self-controlled. If we do not discipline ourselves and rule over our own actions, we leave ourselves vulnerable to temptation, the influence of the world, and the enemy, and consequently sin. As we read in Galatians chapter 5, verse 23, self-control is a product of having the Holy Spirit. When speaking about Jesus in Hebrews chapter 4, verse 15, the Apostle Paul said, "For we do not have a high priest who is unable to empathize with our weaknesses, but we have one who has been tempted in every way, just as we are, yet he did not sin." Yes, Jesus was tempted while on this earth, just as we are tempted. However, he rose above this temptation, in part by exercising self-control. Listen to these 6 Bible verses. Titus chapter 1, verse 8. Rather, he must be hospitable, one who loves what is good, who is self-controlled, upright, holy, and disciplined. 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7. For the Spirit God gave us does not make us timid, but gives us power, love, and self-discipline. 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 7. But the end of all things is near. Therefore be of sound mind, self-controlled, and sober in prayer. 2 Peter chapter 1, verses 5 and 6. For this very reason, make every effort to supplement your faith with goodness, goodness with knowledge, knowledge with self-control, self-control with endurance, and endurance with godliness. Proverbs chapter 16, verse 32. Better be a patient person than a warrior, one with self-control than one who takes a city. James chapter 1, verses 19 through 21. My dear brothers and sisters, take note of this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry, because human anger does not produce the righteousness that God desires. Therefore, get rid of all moral filth and the evil that is so prevalent, and humbly accept the word planted in you, which can save you. Now let's hear from Peter, an apostle of Jesus Christ. 2 Peter chapter 1, verses 3 through 7. His divine power has given us everything we need for a godly life through our knowledge of him who called us by his own glory and goodness. Through these he has given us his very great and precious promises, so that through them you may participate in the divine nature, having escaped the corruption in the world caused by evil desires. For this very reason, make every effort to add to your faith goodness, and to goodness knowledge, and to knowledge self-control, and to self-control perseverance, and to perseverance godliness, and to godliness mutual affection, and to mutual affection love. This ends our weekly videos on the 9 fruit of the Spirit. Next week, we'll begin to explore the gifts of the Holy Spirit. Till next time, peace be with you.